Guys, it's Tommy here and welcome to a brand new Liverpool transfer news video, and this looks like Liverpool have taken a giant step to signing Stefanos Tzimas, the 19-year-old Greek striker who is a big talent, and the Liverpool scouts and the Liverpool data analysis department have picked him out as the next big thing, which could be a bargain for around £20 million, and he could become the next great striker that Liverpool unearthed. But I'm also absolutely fuming because the news just broke that Arsenal is set to sign Martin Zubimendi for his release clause £51 million next summer. So I will give my thoughts on that as well later on in this video, and we will also preview the big Nottingham Forest Liverpool game. It feels like a cup final, it feels like a huge, significant step towards the Premier League title for Liverpool. If Liverpool could get a victory at Nottingham Forest, who have 7 wins in a row, and they are the only team who have beaten Liverpool so far in the Premier League this season. Let me know what is your score prediction in the comments below, and what are your thoughts about Arsenal signing Zubimendi ahead of Liverpool. I will give my thoughts later on in this video, but first let's talk about Simas, because earlier this week the Anfield Watch news outlet revealed that Liverpool were now leading the chase to sign him, and they are prepared to spend 25 million even to make him the most expensive Greek teenager of all time. He's just 19 years old and he's dreaming of a move to the Premier League. He is on loan at the moment from PAOK to FC Nuremberg. They are in the Bundesliga 2, the second division of German football, and he has 8 goals and 2 assists in just 14 games. And the chief scout of Liverpool, Barry Hunter, is currently in Germany to discuss details of a potential transfer after successful talks with Simas' agent and representatives were held last week. So it is believed that Hunter will have negotiations as Liverpool look to wrap up a deal for the teenager, and Simas might not arrive until the summer. At the moment, this transfer of course depends on whether Darwin Núñez leaves Liverpool in the January transfer window, but at the moment Liverpool aren't selling Darwin Núñez. I will probably make a separate video on that whole conundrum of Liverpool apparently receiving £7 million bid for Darwin Núñez from Saudi Arabia, which is absolutely crazy. We bought him for around that figure. So Liverpool surely would accept 70-75 million for Darwin Núñez right now. But so far it looks like Liverpool rejected that £70 million offer, and fresh bids will arrive for Darwin Núñez. The big question is, would Darwin Núñez go to Saudi Arabia? That's of course another topic. And Simas is seen as the ideal next addition to Liverpool's attack. He's young with a lot of potential. We will look at his exact numbers and what kind of profile of a player he is. And he has developed tremendously over the last 6 months. And he has been working with the World Cup record goal scorer Miroslav Klose, the former German international striker. Liverpool believe that Simas has huge potential, and that is why Liverpool are prepared to wrap up a deal for him before the likes of Bayern Munich, Chelsea and other clubs swoop in for him. And Get German Football News, the news outlet, is reporting that Liverpool begin talks with FC Nuremberg for Stefanos Tzimas. We have open talks with the club, and Liverpool have also made contact with Tzimas' representatives and agent, and he's very highly rated in Greece, where he began his career at PAOK. He became the club's youngest ever goal scorer at the age of just 17, and so far this season the 19-year-old striker has 8 goals and 2 assists in 14 matches. He's technically on loan at Nuremberg from PAOK, and he has an 18 million euro option to buy clause. So Nuremberg plan on activating the clause and then sell him. They expect big clubs to be in for him, so they know that Simas wouldn't want to stay probably in the Bundesliga 2. So they expect 25 million euro bids, which is around £20 million. Liverpool are interested in Simas, as well as Chelsea, Brighton, Aston Villa and other other Bundesliga clubs. And Florian Plettenberg has reported that Liverpool have started talks with FC Nuremberg about a summer transfer for Simas. So there was a phone call between Liverpool and Nuremberg a few days ago. Liverpool have also spoken to the players' camp. This striker is regarded as one of the brightest football talents in Greece. This price tag of 20 million pounds, is a reasonable price tag for a very talented striker. Maybe Jadon Danns, Liverpool think he's not ready to be a first team player at the moment. He is going to be out on loan probably in the second half of the season. But Liverpool's signing Tzimas would definitely spell the beginning of the end for Darwin Núñez, who has been a failure of a transfer, if we are honest, after his £85 million move from Benfica. Darwin Núñez has shown glimpses of his talent, but his erratic finishing and his very inconsistent goal-scoring form has forced Liverpool into the market for a new striker. And if Liverpool sign Simas here in the January transfer window, which is the most unlikely scenario, the more unlikely scenario, the most likely is that we will sign him next summer. If we sign Simas this January, I can see a scenario where Liverpool would let Darwin Núñez go, but I think that would be a mistake. We still need Darwin Núñez. He's still a very good striker, much better than Tzimas is right now, and Liverpool need to get all the help that they can for this challenge for the title, and we are in all the other cup competitions as well. The Guardian newspaper listed Tzimas as the attacker in their next generation 2023. He's in the 60 most exciting prodigies in world football. They described him as a two-footed striker. He's a quick thinker, he's fast, he's physically mature, which has meant he has been able to play against older opponents for some time now. Of course, young Jadon Danns won't be happy reading this, but if Jadon Danns will become good enough, then I'm sure that he will get his chance on loan, and then Arne Slot can evaluate how good he is. But of course, Arne Slot would welcome this competition for places as something to inspire the young players at the club, the younger striker like Jadon Danns. And Simas was born in 2006, in January the 6th, so he just turned 19 years old. He's a pretty big guy, 186 centimeters tall, and his current market value is 10 million euros. But if you compare him to other strikers in the next 14 competitions compared to the second Bundesliga, he's ranking very, very high. I mean, non-penalty goals almost 0.8 this season. Non-penalty XG is 0.64. And he has 4 shots per 90 minutes. Remember, this is the second Bundesliga, which is still a fairly strong league. It's almost as strong as the English Championship, the second division of English football. But he stands out as a very, very promising, brilliant young player. So I would be excited if Liverpool signed him. And for 20 million, I think that's a great value, because if the transfer doesn't work out, we can always sell him for maybe a little bit of profit. In terms of progressive carries and successful take-ons, he's in the top 1% of strikers. In terms of touches in the attacking penalty area, he's in the top 2%, which is fantastic. And even in tackles and blocks, he excels as a striker, which shows that he could work in a high pressing system. Here are his career numbers so far. So in 66 games, he has 25 goals and 6 assists. He played in, of course, the Greek second and first division, and then in the second Bundesliga. I think that's the strongest league, where he got 8 goals and 2 assists in 14 games, which is really, really impressive. Florian Plettenberg's latest update, just as I was about to press record on this video, said that so far no negotiations have taken place between Liverpool and FC Nuremberg. No official negotiations regarding Tzimas. No agreements have been reached yet. However, Liverpool are now fully informed about all the details, and they are closely monitoring the 19-year-old striker striker. His price in the summer, if Nuremberg signs him permanently, would be 25 million euros fixed plus add-ons. So in total it would come down to maybe 30 million euros, 25 million pounds. And the Brighton manager and Brighton also have him on their shortlist. I think this would be a very exciting transfer, but I just want Liverpool to make a transfer in the January transfer window to help with Liverpool's title challenge. And Arsenal, it looks like, are dipping into the market, but instead of signing a deadly clinical striker, Arsenal went in and signed Martin Zubimendi from Real Sociedad, but he will only join Arsenal in the summer transfer window. The Daily Mail is reporting that the deal is virtually completed to beat Liverpool and Man City for a summer transfer, and Mikel Arteta wants a striker next. So Arsenal are strengthening in the January transfer window, and FSG need to help Arne Slot and strengthen in the January transfer window as well. Arsenal will land long-term target Zubimendi at the end of the season. The midfielder has been courted by Mikel Arteta for over 12 months, and talks over a summer move are now at an advanced stage, with sources indicating the deal is virtually completed. And Zubimendi will now fully be hated by Liverpool fans because he promised Liverpool to sign for them in the summer before he changed his mind. And I think Liverpool didn't go back for him because of Gravenberch and because of how much he excelled. Zubimendi is not an upgrade on Gravenberch, maybe slightly a better passer, but Gravenberch is more dynamic, and Liverpool don't desperately need a midfielder like Zubimendi right now. You know, to have a similar quality midfielder signed for 50 million would be a waste of money for Liverpool. Liverpool would be much better suited to sign either a left back or a versatile centre back like Gerald Hato of Ajax, who can play centre back and left back. Of course, Liverpool would benefit from signing a midfielder, but Liverpool probably can't justify spending 50 million pounds on a player who is like not much better than Gravenberch. And it's also a tricky situation. Zubimendi is too good to buy for Liverpool in terms of he's only marginally maybe better than Gravenberch, but you can even dispute that. Liverpool can't justify spending 50 million pounds on a player like Zubimendi when he's not probably as dynamic as Gravenberch. Yes, he walks into the Arsenal team, so probably that's why Arsenal sign him, because he's much better than Thomas Partey and other players that Arsenal have in the defensive midfield area. But then why did they sign Mikel Merino, for a lot of money as well? Zubimendi is viewed as one of the leading midfield talents in European football, and he's a key player for Spain. So I was right all along when I reported that Zubimendi wanted to leave Real Sociedad. I was just wrong about, him wanting to come to Liverpool. It looks like Liverpool just didn't feel the need to go back in for him, and now Arsenal snapped him up. I'm absolutely fuming about that, because Zubimendi was supposed to come to Liverpool last summer. That was a big blow for Liverpool at the time. That's why Gravenberch emerged as this world-class midfielder option. If Zubimendi signed, Gravenberch would have been on the bench for most of the season, and we wouldn't have seen him flourish and gain confidence and become one of the most important players for Liverpool. And we signed Gravenberch for like half the money that we signed Zubimendi for, almost half. Actually, Liverpool saved a lot of money doing this, that we used the players within the squad to play, and Gravenberch stepped up in the absence of Zubimendi, and that's why Liverpool saved this money on this transfer. But now Liverpool need to use that money to sign either a centre back or a left back. I think that's the most important part of the team, because I'm not convinced by both Robertson and Tsimikas long term. For this next half a season they can do a job, but long term I think Liverpool need to strengthen in that area. Arteta said we are actively looking in the market to improve the squad. That's been like that since day one. It would be naive not to do that. It's an opportunity to improve the squad. We are looking, we are trying. Let's see what we can do. And I mean, Mikel Arteta spent 700 million pounds on this Arsenal team for the 6 years that he has been at the club, or 5 years or 6 years. I'm not sure when Arteta got into Arsenal, but Arsenal only have an FA Cup trophy and a few Community Shield trophies to show for it, and nothing else. So Arteta needs to deliver some big trophies to Arsenal very soon, otherwise the criticism will get bigger and bigger. Also, another bad news for Liverpool. Fabrizio Romano confirmed that yesterday evening that Paris Saint-Germain have reached verbal agreement in principle with Napoli for the signing of Kvaratskhelia. Liverpool inquired about Kvaratskhelia with his agent, with his representatives, but they said Kvaratskhelia wants to go to Paris Saint-Germain. If we started this transfer negotiations in the summer and we were always in Kvaratskhelia ear, then we would have been able to get him. But the problem was, because of Gakpo and Diaz doing so well, Liverpool didn't desperately need a left winger, so you can't justify, spending 60-65 million pounds on a left winger when you already have Gakpo and Luis Diaz doing so well. Liverpool will probably need to sign a striker, and that's where Tzimas comes in, because Darwin Núñez will probably be sold at least in the summer, and Jota is injury prone, so Liverpool definitely need another body in the striker department. And Liverpool should definitely invest elsewhere. And we also need to sort out the contract of Van Dijk, Salah and Trent Alexander-Arnold. And Paul Merson said that Liverpool would make a huge statement in the Premier League if they could beat Nottingham Forest at their stadium. If you were Liverpool at the start of the season, you would be looking at this fixture, Nottingham Forest away on a Tuesday after a cup game. That's alright, but you can't find a team who is more informed than Nottingham Forest. There is a lot riding on this game, not just for Liverpool and Forest, but for obvious reasons. Arsenal will be hoping that Nottingham Forest win. Man City and Chelsea will probably want Liverpool to get 3 points so they can catch Nottingham Forest and overtake them in the race for Champions League football. A win for Nottingham Forest, and you would have to think they are finishing in the top 4 this season. They are a team bang in form, having won 7 games in a row. If Liverpool end up securing the win, that I would think that's the title won there, Paul Merson says. I think that's too early to say, but it would be a big step in the right direction and a big statement victory. Beating the most informed team from the chasing pack will stand out a huge statement if Liverpool do it. When you do that, the others will be resigned to losing the title. So I think that's a great way to look at it, and I always enjoy Paul Merson's match previews, even though he predicted a 1-1 draw, and I expect a brutally difficult game. And it's absolutely crucial that Liverpool score first, because Nottingham Forest have a terrible record when they go behind. They don't usually come back to win. They mostly lose those games when they go behind. But if they go in front, they can just sit back, soak up the pressure and hit Liverpool on the counter-attack, and that would be absolutely horrible for Liverpool. So I really hope that Liverpool can go there and win the game. Let me know your prediction in the comments below, and I hope you enjoyed this. Have a nice day. See you later. Goodbye.